I met this kid back in my freshman year of high school. We were friends, hung out in the same group, but as it always happens, eventually over the years, we drifted apart. We still knew each other, hung out every now and then. And in 2008, we went to Disneyland together, and that was the last time I ever saw him. Then fast forward 9 years, and he's an international K-pop star. So last year, I started this channel, and then this year, something weird happened.
Alright, for first off, I just want to do a little quick shout out to the homie James, back from my high school years.
What up, James?
He is a YouTuber currently, and he's doing a lot of reaction videos, and I appreciate that, appreciate the love. You were a little late this month, but it's okay, JRE too. You were late too, I don't know what's going on, but y'all slacking, that's all I want to say.
Yo, you gotta get on that stuff,
But
man.
much love, JRE, you know, June Curry, whatever. Also, you know, James, former therapy, love y'all.
And then after that shout out, I started doing live streams, and the strangest thing happened. He came to my very first live stream. He asked for my email, I gave it to him, and we exchanged contact info, and we've been keeping in touch ever since. Over text, over calls every now and then. And then this summer, we met up.
What do you go by now? What do you want me to call you?
Go by Jay.
Okay, Jay. So J2, J1. J2 is about to
just call me PD.
Oh, PD name.
And when we met up, he invited me out to Korea. He said, hey, you should come out, you know, I'll get you into one of the DAY6 concerts. And I was grateful and all, but going to Korea is not exactly a viable or cheap option. So that was that, until they announced their American tour. Last week, I was fortunate enough to attend the concert both as media press and also as a guest under JYP. That was a cool experience, and I just want to show you guys a little bit of the concert.
It's I Need Somebody.
Oh yeah.
So you want to make sure you get the right song title.
even show you the full performances of what I recorded, and I want to show you more from the show, but out of respect for SubKulture Entertainment, who actually held the concert, we're not going to be showing all of that. We just also want to thank SubKulture for the opportunity they gave us to attend as press and for us to be able to get the amazing footage that we did. But my story doesn't end there. After the concert, I actually met up with some Day6 fans. I actually met a lot of our own fans as well. A lot of groupies were in attendance at the concert. A lot of people asked for photos. That was fantastic. But then I got a phone call from Jay, and he told me to come backstage. And once I got backstage, I got to meet Day6, the rest of Day6. Now, I don't have footage of this encounter. This wasn't an official meeting. This was very casual. This was like a backstage sort of thing. And I also didn't want to be the sort of asshole to even ask or suggest that kind of thing. That was not even remotely in the frame of my mind. I was just happy to meet the members. But some of the interactions I actually had with some of the members was interesting enough that I think I want to verbally share them with you. So I get a phone call and I go backstage and everyone's cleaning up on the stage. And I meet up with Jay, and we're there to talk shop, and before we get into things, he says, "Oh, hey, do you want to meet the band?" I said, "Sure." I walk up to the stage, and there's Seongjin and Wonpil. I meet Wonpil first. Wonpil says, you know, hi. In fact, it is probably the most ordinary encounter that I would have that night. And then after that, Seongjin was right behind him, and then Jay introduced me to Seongjin. If you guys weren't aware, Seongjin is actually my favorite. I like Seongjin's voice. And then he extends his hand, like the leader he is, to shake my hand. And of course, the moment I shake hands with Seongjin, this happens. Now, Jay said, "Your voice is his favorite," in a normal tone. But to me, he might as well have been yelling out, "Oh my god, he loves you!" is the way he said it. And Seongjin's just like, thank you, thank you. And Jay literally says out loud, "Yeah, trying to make this as awkward as possible." And I was just like, why? And then Jay and I actually headed back into the orchestra, and then we sit down, and then we were just talking about the concert, talking shop, and then I see Young K in the distance. He's about 100, 200 feet on stage, and then he waves like this. Now, I thought, well, it's Young K. He can't possibly be waving at me. Oh, there's probably someone in the back or someone near me, and so I ignore him. And then all of a sudden, just a moment later, Young K comes down from the stage, and he literally Spider-Man crawls on top of the first few seats, and he's just perched on the seat. Like, he's just perched on top of the seat. Not like a normal person, just like, I don't know, like, the best way I can describe it is, if you've ever seen the cartoon Gargoyles, he looked like the gargoyle just perching on something. And this next part killed me. I mean, I maintained composure, but Jay introduces me to him. He says, "This is Brian." And immediately, without hesitation, he extends his hand and he goes, "My name is Young K." Immediately, the "Who is Brian" meme popped into my head.
Who is Brian?
But then Jay introduced Young K to me, which this part, honestly, scarred me. And it put everything into perspective. And then Jay introduces me and he says, "Oh, this is PD님." And then Young K says, "Oh, I know, I watch his videos." Like, legit, this is how frozen I was. In my head, of course. And then came the internal screaming, the fire of, why? Why, Young K? Why? Don't watch my videos, why? It's really hard for me to accept appreciation, to accept compliments. It's just who I am. I'm both a narcissistic self-deprecator. I hate myself and I love myself. Like, I can only accept love from myself, essentially. That's where my narcissism comes in. If anyone has ever met me in public before, and you guys tell me you're a fan, I try to be as nice and accommodating to you as possible, but you might notice that I'm a little bit awkward. It's even more awkward when someone you make videos about tells you that they watch your videos. And it put me into absolute shock. I was just like, how many other K-pop musicians watch my videos? And it's kind of scary. It's a scary thought. I say whatever. I'm critical, and as you guys know, I hold back no bars. I say what's on my mind. I say the truth. If I don't like something, I critique it properly. If I love something, I praise it. And both of them are embarrassing statements to make in front of someone. And I'm just scared that, honestly, that Chonghan might have seen one of my videos, and I don't even want to think about it. After that, Young K and I, we talked about stuff. We talked about Terry, who I also know, and then Jay shushed him off, and then that was it with Young K. And then Toon, being the enigmatic man that he ever so is, I never got to meet Toon. In fact, Toon was the only person not there. It was Jay, Young K, Seongjin, and Wonpil, and Toon was just gone. He was just mysteriously missing. And so I actually never got to meet Towoon, and I would love to meet him someday because he seems really, really funny. But yeah, that's my story of meeting Day6. You know, it was really cool meeting them. I didn't freak out as much as everyone else probably would have, because I've never really considered them celebrities because of my connection with Jay. Jay is a homie, and so by that proxy, I've always sort of viewed Seongjin and Wonpil and Youngtae and Towoon as like mini homies. Sure, I don't know them, but I don't know, there isn't this sort of stardom to them. Like, I just respect them as musicians. Like, after the show, when I met up with Jay, he said, what did I think of the show? And I told him it was great, and it was, but I told him it felt really short, because Day6 has put themselves in a very unique position that I think no other band or even a K-pop group really puts themselves into. The Everyday 6 project has made them have an insanely large catalog of music, and they don't feel like a 2-year band, they feel like a 5-year band with how much music they have. And so they only performed like 8 songs, and I was just like, yeah, there are like 20 others that I want to hear, you know? And so I just told him, the show felt short. Even though you performed 8 songs, which is a lot, it felt short. And, you know, Jay invited me out to Korea. He was like, listen, you gotta come out in December. And I was like, I want to, a plane ticket is so expensive, but after seeing that footage, after reliving it, honestly, going to a Day6 show was one of the best concert experiences of my life. I mean, going to Korea is not cheap, but what if